All of you? So if you notice that if you visited any kind of car service center and all, a car is lifted above from the ground and they are doing the water service and all. Have you noticed it, everyone? Akilan, Arun?
Yes, sir.
This lifted car will possess what energy? That is what my question. Yes, please. What energy it will possess? No answer.
Gravitational potential energy.
Potential energy. That is you have to remember it. Now, do you all having a ceiling fan in our home? Everyone? Johan? Nor? Ceiling fan. You might be having a ceiling fan in our home. You might be check it. So what energy it is possessing? I want the response from you all. Ceiling fan. It is above from the ground. So it is possessing which energy?
Gravitational potential.
Gravitational potential energy. You understand it? That is what you have to understand. Suppose I am climbing the steps and I reach to this point. Now tell me which energy I am possessing.
Gravitational potential.
Gravitational potential. When I am on the surface of the ground, nothing. When my position reaches to the above steps, gravitational potential energy. Now, when I am traveling in the lift, suppose I am in the lift, you all knows the lift or escalator. So I am on the 9th floor, okay, or I am in the 10th floor. Now, what energy I'm possessing at that particular point? Above from the ground. Yes, please.
Gravitational potential.
Understanding? So that is what the examples of gravitational potential energy. Our ceiling fan, standing on the roof. Okay. So whatever it is, everything is called as potential energy only. So that is why potential energy is two types. One is elastic potential energy, and the second one is gravitational potential energy. Now, all of you should remember, whenever I will say simply potential energy, means definitely it is a gravitational potential energy. All of you remember, we can call gravitational potential energy as potential energy also. That is what you have to remember it. So these are the two types of potential energy, and the examples of potential energy is also this one. Now, I will ask you one more example. Let me see who will say you. Water is stored in the tank of your roof. Suppose this is what your house. Now here I kept the water tank on the roof. Now tell me the energy possessed by this tank. The water which is present inside this tank is what energy? Everyone? All of you? The energy possessed by the water which is in our tank, which is in the roof of the tank. What energy, Mr. Akilan? Arun, Harini, Nimish?
Potential energy, sir.
Potential energy. Now, we all know dam or reservoirs. Have you visited reservoirs or dams, Mitakshri? Now, water is stored on the reservoirs. Tell me, what is that energy possessed by the water which is present? Stored water in the reservoir. Stored water in dam or reservoirs. What is the energy possessed by it? Anybody? Not moving. All of you. Yes, please. I want the answer from you all. What is energy? Potential energy. Are you understand? Now, same water will start flowing. Same water will start moving. What energy? Water will start flowing. What energy it will possess?
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic energy. Do you understanding? When the water is stagnant in the reservoir, it is possessing potential energy. Same water will start flowing. It will be turns into which energy? Everybody? It will turns into kinetic energy. Do you understanding? So that is what you have to remember. By virtue of its motion, we will say kinetic energy by virtue of its position. We will say what, guys? All of you. By virtue of its position, we will say what? It is
Potential.
that is what you have to remember, all of you. By virtue of its motion. Now, the reservoir or dam, the water is released by by lifting the gates. So now tell me which energy is converting into which energy? Anybody? Energy conversion. Energy conversion is taking place here. Which energy is converting into which energy? I want the answer.
Kinetic energy to potential energy, sir.
Hari, stored water is released. So which energy to which energy? That is what I'm asking, Harish.
Potential energy to kinetic
Energy to kinetic energy. Do you understand it? That is what it is. You might be studying in chemistry. I think third chapter, atoms and molecules. Chemicals. Yes, law of chemical combinations. First law. What is that first chemical law? Law of chemical combination. Everybody.
Law of conservation of
Law
mass.
of conservation of mass. What is the definition? I want that. Mass is neither be created nor
be
be
destroyed.
destroyed in chemical reaction. Yes or no? Same way here. Have you noticed it? Energy. Energy always can transform in one form into another form. But is it possible to destroy the energy? Anybody? Is it
No,
possible?
sir.
to create
No,
the-
sir.
No. So neither energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed in one form of energy into another form of energy. So that is only called as law of conservation of energy. Law of conservation of energy. So instead of mass, I am keeping energy. Nothing I am putting. Law of conservation of energy means energy neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be transformed in one form of energy into another form. That is only called as law of conservation of energy. So the water is released from the reservoir or dam. So which energy to which energy? Anybody? Again, we will study this. Just I am asking you what it is. All of you? It is potential energy to kinetic energy. Understanding? Now, I stretched the bow. I stretched the bow and I released. I released that arrow. Now tell me which energy to which energy? I stretched the bow and I released the arrow. Now which energy to which energy? When I stretched it, due to that, what energy is possessing? Everybody? When I stretched, when I stretch the bow, it is possessing potential energy. Now, when I release the bow, which will convert in which energy?
Kinetic energy.
Because the arrow will go somewhere far. Is it yes or no? Yes, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So that is what. So all of you need to remember. So now the compressed spring, if I release, the spring is compressed. What energy? Compressed spring. Compressed
Potential energy.
potential energy. When I release, compressed spring released. What energy to what energy? Everybody. Potential energy to kinetic energy.
Kinetic.
Now, stretched rubber band, what energy? Stretched band or stretched spring, what energy? Potential.
Potential energy.
If I release, what energy? Everybody.
Kinetic energy.
Kinetic.
Now, have you all noticed it in your hand or in your having big spring or whatever it is? If you compress the spring and suddenly you release your hand, is the spring will be same position or it will be fly away?
Fly away.
It will
sir.
fly away.
What is the reason? Because potential energy converting into which energy?
Kinetic
Kinetic
energy.
energy.
Kinetic energy. So the object will fly away. The same thing will happen everywhere. So these are the examples of converting the potential energy into kinetic energy. So, and the types of potential energies. So, what are the two types of potential energies, everybody? One is elastic potential energy, and second one is gravitational potential energy. Is it okay, everybody? Yes, please. All of you?
Yes, sir.
Now, let us see for our today's class, we will derive the derivation for potential energy. So, as I told you, if I say simply potential energy, or what is another name of simple potential energy? Simply
Gravitation potential.
gravitational potential energy. So, we will derive the formula for gravitational potential energy. So, all of you read potential energy of a body at some height. Potential energy. This already we did. Same thing will come. Working against to gravity. What is the formula for energy? Work done formula. Everyone?
MGH, sir.
MGH. Working against to gravity. Work done formula. Working against to gravity. Work done formula. What it is? Mass into acceleration due to gravity into height. Is it yes or no? Same thing here also. Okay. Now, potential energy of a body at some height. So let me consider this is the height of the building or something. Now, object is here having some mass m. Okay. Now, this is the height h. I hope everybody clear. Now, let me take all of you. Energy possessed by a body at some height of the work, write it as statements neatly. This is very important because when an exam they'll ask also, you must write the same thing. Energy possessed by the body at some height from the ground is the amount of work done in lifting the body from where you are lifting the body. Anybody can tell? Omar, Arun, from where we are taking the body? From the ground only. Yes or no? All of you. Lifting the body.
Yes, sir.
Body of mass m, lifting the body of mass m, be raised to a height h, from the ground. Sentence formation is very important. Next, the maximum force required to lift the body. The maximum force required to lift the body is equal to its weight. What do you mean by weight formula? Weight is equals to what? We all know from the gravitation. Mass into acceleration due to gravity. So I will say force F is equals to, what is the formula, Hari? M into G. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And what is the displacement? What is the displacement of the body here?
H, sir.
Displacement S is equals to H. Is it right or wrong? All of you? Mithakshri? Yes, please. And we all know work done is equals to, work done to lift the body is equals to energy possessed by the body. What is that energy? Everyone? What is that energy, guys? Potential energy, which is equals to F into S. So F means M into G and S means what? H. Okay. So that is what potential energy P is equals to M into G into H. So this is the formula we will use to find the potential energy possessed by a body, okay, when it is lifting above from the ground. So this amount of work done, all of you should remember, is lifting the body is stored as its potential energy. So that is what we'll write, work done equals to potential energy. Okay, the amount of work done in lifting the body is stored as its potential energy. Are you clear, everybody? Gokul, Akilan, that is
Yes.
what you have to remember it. So this is what is potential energy and its derivation for calculating the potential energy possessed by a body. So all of you need to learn. So working against to gravity or potential energy, both the formulas are what? Both formulas are what? Everybody? Both the formulas are same, which is equals to what? mgh. Clear, everyone? Omar, Akilan,
Yes, sir.
anything doubt?
Yes, sir.
That. So this is all about it. So in our today's class, we study that. Then our tomorrow's class, we will continue how to find the potential energy of different objects, and we'll study the one important point about the potential energy in our tomorrow's class. Once that is over, then what is the different forms of energies and transformation of energy we people will study in our tomorrow's class. That is what law of conservation of energy. So once that is over, then we will go to prove verification of law of conservation of energy. Once that is completed, next we will go to the rate of doing work. That is what we used to call as power. Okay. So with this, I will stop. We'll continue here from our tomorrow's class. Thank you, all of you. We'll meet in tomorrow.